Let's talk sports now. Nine-time African champions, the Super Falcons, will take on the three Lionesses of England in the round of 16 of the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup. This follows a 6-1 victory of European champions England over China to finish top of Group D of the women's tournament with 9 points from 3 wins in 3 matches. The Falcons had finished second in Group B with 5 points from 1 win and 2 draws. The round of 16 matches come up on Monday in Brisbane. Elsewhere, the Banyana of South Africa ensure that Nigeria are not the only African team to reach the round of 16 after they secured a surprise and breathtaking 3-2 win over Italy in their final group match to qualify for the second round. With scoreline at 2-2, Thembi Gatlana sent South Africa into the next round with a stoppage time strike. In other matches today, Sweden defeated Argentina 2-0. France came from behind to beat Panama 6-3, while Jamaica and Brazil played a goalless draw. Now, this is the round of 16 lineup at the Women's World Cup. Switzerland take on Spain, Japan face Norway, while South Africa square up with the Netherlands. Elsewhere, Sweden lock horns with defending champions the USA, as hosts Australia entertain Denmark. Former Côte d'Ivoire President Henry Konan Bedi has died at the age of 89. This is according to a close relative and a member of his party. Handpicked by his predecessor, Mr. Bedi served as Côte d'Ivoire's second president after independence from France in 1960. He ruled from 1993 until an economic slump and allegations of corruption led to his ouster in a military coup 6 years later. Mr. Bedi died on Tuesday at the Polyclinique Internationale Sainte-Anne-Marie, a hospital in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire's commercial capital and largest city. According to local reports, the former president was airlifted from his hometown of Delcro, 230 kilometers north of Abidjan, after falling ill on Tuesday. He was long remembered for his role in promoting the issue of Ivorite or Ivorian identity, which fueled tensions between those who consider themselves natives in the south and east and the many foreign workers from neighboring countries who long settled in the northern Côte d'Ivoire. To the U.S., where varying reactions from prominent Republicans have trailed the indictment of former President of the U.S., Donald Trump, for alleged attempt to overturn results of the 2020 election. While some Republicans defended Donald Trump, several other individuals, including former Vice President Mike Pence, have criticized the former president. The following report takes a look at the charges Mr. Trump is facing.
The 45-page indictment filed in Washington, D.C. by Special Counsel Jack Smith detailed 4 felony charges against Mr. Trump, some of which carries penalties of up to 20 years in prison. They include 1 count of conspiracy to defraud the U.S., 1 count of conspiracy against rights, and 1 count of obstructing an official proceeding. In the indictment, prosecutors alleged that Mr. Trump pushed fraud claims he knew to be untrue, pressured state and federal officials to alter the results, and finally incited a violent assault on the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021, in a desperate attempt to undermine the country's democracy and cling to power. In a brief statement to reporters, Mr. Smith placed the blame for the violence squarely on Mr. Trump's shoulders.
An indictment was unsealed, charging Donald J. Trump with conspiring to defraud the United States, conspiring to disenfranchise voters, and conspiring and attempting to obstruct an official proceeding. The indictment was issued by a grand jury of citizens here in the District of Columbia, and it sets forth the crimes charged in detail. I encourage everyone to read it in full. The attack on our nation's capital on January 6, 2021, was an unprecedented assault on the seat of American democracy. As described in the indictment, it was fueled by lies. Lies by the defendant targeted at obstructing a bedrock function of the U.S. government, the nation's process of collecting, counting, and certifying the results of the presidential election.
Despite Donald Trump's mounting legal woes, public opinion surveys have consistently shown him leading the crowded field for the 2024 Republican presidential nomination. He has said the latest charges amount to election interference.
More importantly, it's a political persecution like something straight out of a fascist or a communist nation. But they will fail and we will win bigger and better than ever before.
In April, he became the first U.S. president, current or former, to face a criminal indictment when Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg filed 34 state-level charges against him for falsifying business records. Then, in June, Special Counsel Smith filed 37 federal charges alleging that Mr. Trump had attempted to retain and conceal classified documents at the former president's Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida, despite requests to surrender them to the FBI and the National Archives. That indictment was expanded just last week with additional counts against Mr. Trump, bringing the total to 40.
Away from that, Pope Francis has challenged Europe to retake its role as a peacemaker and bridge builder as he arrived Wednesday in Portugal to open World Youth Day, hoping to inspire the next generation of Catholics to work together to combat conflict, climate change, and other problems facing the world. Pope Francis was spending 5 days in Lisbon, blending a state visit and pilgrimage to the Catholic shrine at Fatima with the raucous trappings of World Youth Day. More than 1 million young people from around the world are expected to attend the gathering, which culminates with the papal mass on Sunday. As he was traveling to Lisbon, Pope Francis vowed to continue urging young people to make a mess, a reference to his now famous exhortation at his first World Youth Day in Rio de Janeiro in 2013. It was a call for young people to shake things up in their parishes and has come to symbolize Francis' own revolutionary reforms that have shaken up the church at large.